Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und Hallo zu einem neuen Story-Kapitel. Ich bin es am Zimmerfix und es ist Zeit für einen neuen Lostbelt. Denn nachdem wir es irgendwie geschafft haben, die monströsen Abenteuer hier in Olympus zu überleben, führt unser Weg nun in eine andere Kampagne. Eine Kampagne, die düster, brutal sein wird und die ein oder andere Überraschung auffahren wird. Liebe Leute, ich bin Sam Zimmerfix und ich begrüße euch zu Lostbelt Nummer 5.5 Naraka Mandala Heiyan-kyo Thunder Flash. Liebe Leute, wir rechnen nun endgültig mit dem Caster of Limbo, Asya Doman, ab. Es ist Zeit, jetzt haben wir schon wieder seine Identität gespoilert. Egal, liebe Leute, wir wissen doch, wer er ist. Zumindest werden wir das Monster nun ein für alle Mal besiegen. An der Seite von unserem Golden Boy Kintoki und noch vielen anderen geht es hier richtig los, gegen auch noch andere Gefahren, die wir ja auch schon gesehen haben, die wir schon gerollt haben. Und deswegen, also wunderschöne Snake Goddess, all hail to Snake Goddess, werden wir nun wirklich, sag ich mal, loslegen. Ich bin gespannt, Heiyan-kyo hat nicht den besten Ruf, aber allein durch den Cast, den wir haben, die Anspielung natürlich, dass es im Endeffekt ähnlich wie Shimosa werden wird, sollte schon mal interessant werden. Und es ist allein schön, dass wir auch mal ein paar andere Charaktere, die noch nicht so viel Story-Screen-Time haben, die wir auch hier schon kurz gesehen haben, was ich aber trotzdem jetzt nicht spoilern, ich will irgendwie nicht alles vorweggreifen, dass die hier zumindest eine Relevanz bekommen. Ich bin zumindest gespannt und natürlich sehr heiß darauf, im wahrsten Sinne des Wortes, wie unser gute Ibuki zu sehen ist. Deswegen würde ich mal sagen, starten wir nun mit einem neuen Kapitel und das ist auch ganz wichtig, dass wir es heute noch abschließen, denn dann kriege ich noch Sane-Quartz, weil irgendwie geht diese Kampagne nicht richtig, weil es gibt aktuell eine Kampagne, dass man eigentlich Quartz hält, wenn man Lostbelts abgeschlossen hat, was ich ja bis jetzt noch nicht gemacht habe. So, also liebe Leute, los geht's. The Shadow Borders now docked at the Wandering Sea, Pod 1. All Chaldea staff, please disembark at your earliest convenience. So, frisch nach Olympus. Die Tränen sind noch nicht ganz getrocknet, aber weitermachen heißt das. Great job out there, Shadow Border. That's right. And it only took us 20 minutes from the time we anchored the storm border outside and made our way to the Shadow Border. Thank you again, Nemo. I don't know what we would have done without your help. You're amazing. Well, I'm Triton as well as Nemo. When it comes to navigating the ocean, you better believe I can hold my own against the storm border. I doubt my Nautilus will ever serve as a treasure room for you guys again, but it's still nice to hear that. Well done out there, everyone. I've been eagerly awaiting your turn. Congratulations on your victory over the Atlantic Lostbelt. Not only did you succeed at your primary objective brilliantly, you even brought back a more fascinating souvenir than I could have imagined. The battleship out there simply is fabulous. The letter you sent painted a truly spectacular picture, but now that I have seen it in person, you did hardly did it justice. Well, I can certainly understand how you feel, Miss Shion. I'm afraid I must ask you to postpone indulging your curiosity a bit longer. I believe you're already aware of the situation and of the next move we need to make. You had better believe it, not to worry, our next mission is right up the alley as well. I see, my apologies. I should have known Atlas resident child prodigy would already have the matter well in hand. Mr. Maxi, Director Goredofl, Miss Curelight, and Miss M. Mr. M. Mr. M? Meinst du jetzt Menüde? Mr. M, may I suggest we take this opportunity to roll up our sleeves and return to our respective positions? What? How do you know my handle, Holmes? Don't tell me you're addicted to online games too. Well, I won't deny I have my own devices. Online games are not among them. Indeed, I still have very little experience when it comes to video games. Not that was just a small demonstration of my skill. While I may not have been at my best in Olympus, I'm still the world's foremost detective, you see. By virtue of my profession, revealing secrets comes naturally to me as a briefing does to you. You really are the worst, aren't you? Nope, not buying it. I think it's more like a fetish than it is anything to do with your job. No, that's enough of that, Agilo. His choice of topic aside, the point is Holmes has proven that his detective skills are still sharp.
And I, for one, am most encouraged to see it, Mr. Advisor. Just make sure to keep your magnifying glasses away from my own private affair.
It's wonderful to see everyone so relaxed again. I think you all started feeling less tense on the way back from Olympus, and it looked like I was right.
Yeah, we were all under a ton of stress for a long time. You're really not supposed to chit-chat on the dock, you know. Besides, last I checked, you Chaldeans are supposed to be getting ready to tackle the next Lostbelt. For all we know, this could be the last time we get to come back to a base like this. So I encourage you all to head back to your rooms and rest up for what's to come.
Oh yes, you certainly don't have to tell me twice. I've been looking forward to putting my feet up on my fluffy bed and drifting off without having to worry about being woken up by emergency all-out phases now. Oh yes, by the way, Captain. Should my charges director's office been done by now?
Huh?
What?
Right. How could I forget? How's that coming along, Shion?
Yes, of course, it's all done. However, as luck would have it, I just put further renovations a few minutes ago, with the aim of making it even more gorgeous than before. In the meantime, Goredofl, I would ask that you continue to look forward to the office of your dreams. From the comforter of Storehouse 3 for the time being.
I don't believe it. She clearly forgot all about me. But instead of admitting her mistake, she's choosing to power straight through with a 1,000-watt smile.
So, what are you and Da Vinci gonna do now, Captain? I'm going to head right back to the storm border. It's still pretty unstable, even with all the renovation we made in Atlantis. I need to shore it up so it eventually operates without my presence, or the storm border for that matter. I see. So you are replacing the virtual parts currently supported by the Ironworks Phantasm with real ones. It seems, then, that you have a great deal of wielding ahead of you. Yeah. Once that's done, I have to replace the central control system with something that doesn't depend on the shadow border, so we stop piling more work on the Da Vinci. I take everything's ready to go, Shion.
You know it! I already finished moving our things out so you can focus all your energy on the construction.
What does that all mean exactly? It means that both Captain and Da Vinci will be staying on the starboard for the time being. In the meantime, the rest of us will remain here at Chaldea Base to prepare for the next Lostbelt operation. Mr. Maxi, your task will be training to further improve your master capabilities. Miss Kirei, you'll be fine-tuning the Ortinax. And Miss Shion and I will begin investigating and analyzing the foreign god in earnest.
You Olga Marie.
You can do that? Only with the information we currently have available, but yes. My first order of business will be to pursue the atmosphere records we brought along from Chaldea's Antarctic base. This record should contain information on former Director Olga Marie, who has now returned in the form of the foreign god, and of her father, Sir Marisbury, the founder of Chaldea. In that sense, I suppose it will be an internal affairs investigation of all sorts. As for Shion, she will be.
Say no more. You want me to observe and examine everything. I can about the external side, the foreign god that now exists on our planet.
You can do that? Now look, you surprised me so much I reacted to the exact same way as Maxi.
Ich? Yes, I did. It was very entertaining to watch. At any rate, yes, I can indeed determine the foreign god's whereabouts now. In fact, I have already done so. All is within Trismegistus's second analytic capabilities. You may think of them as being analogous to Sheba from the original Chaldea, if that helps. As we speak, the foreign god signal has left the Atlantic Lostbelt and moved to the South American one, where it is holding position. After Trismegistus's second analyzed the time leap's footage, it concluded that it could not observe a future where the signal would leave South America while the world was in the current bleached state. Which means we can expect the foreign god to remain in South America for the time being.
If she's not moving from South America Lostbelt, then...
Kishida's magecraft injured her so badly, she can no longer move?
That would be the most reasonable conclusion. I can't think of no other reason for the foreign god to refrain from attacking us.
Yeah, and this is the perfect chance to strike back. If we go after her now, where she still injured...
Sorry, Gordy, but I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, hey guys! Hope you don't mind me jumping remotely. That's right, it's me, Da Vinci. I'm currently examining the storm border along with the Nemo Marines. Ah, hey, got it out, Marine D. Those are my skates, damn it. I swear, why are you guys always messing with me? Cause we're both riders, which makes us rivals. And there's no way we're gonna let you win a fight about it. Since you've got the land covered, and we've got to see whoever ends up controlling the sky will win it all. That's why one of those days, we are gonna have Captain Nemo fight you to see who gets to keep the storm border. Come on, Marines, one takes all. Let's win this thing! Huh? Meuterei. Leute, wir hatten doch erst das gerade im letzten Event. Huh, what are you guys even talking about? Just ignore him, Da Vinci. More importantly, was there something you wanted to tell us? Alright, I almost forgot. You know, Captain, it wouldn't kill you to keep these guys in line. Anyway, speaking of my capacity as technical advisor, I have to strongly advise against trying to attack the foreign god in South America right now. Even if she really is badly injured, as we're assuming, we'll still be no match for her, at least not yet. Based on what we observed in Olympus, the foreign god's Spirit output is on the order of a third-class planet. In other words, she's the strongest being we've seen since Beast 1, Goefia, and a second-class planet level power. We just have anything powerful enough to destroy something like that, even if the Stormborder were in perfect condition. Das ist eigentlich ganz interessant, wenn man hier mal einen Kraftvergleich der Bestien sieht, weil damit können wir übrigens auch sagen, also Goefia ist bis dato das mächtigste Wesen, was wir gesehen haben. Mein Planeten. Auch interessant, also das lässt natürlich auch schließen, dass Tiamat, Karma und wie sie auch alle heißen, deutlich weiter unten sind. So, if we are going to South America now, never mind beating here, just surviving would be a miracle. If anything, we should be grateful that things are at the stalemate right now.
The strongest being we've seen since Goefia. True, when we fought Goefia, we were only able to defeat him thanks to the number of extenuating circumstances. But what about the Black Beryl? Couldn't that something do against the foreign god, no matter the scale of her lifespan?
As much as I would love to say that my darling Black Beryl is up to the task, I'm afraid I cannot. To begin, the possibility that the foreign god simply does not fit our perception of common sense. You see, Black Beryl can only measure the longevity of something understood by creatures of Earth. We simply have no guarantee that the same rule applied to the foreign god. That said, I suppose it's at least possible, given that we are able to communicate with them. But even then, I doubt the Black Beryl accomplishment measure would be able to get a full read of the foreign god's lifespan. Oh, and why is that? Isn't the Black Beryl designed precisely to turn those sorts of difference in capability on their heads? Well, think about it. The foreign god wiped up a gravitation field like it was nothing, remember? We are talking about a being capable of creating black holes. My engineering simply cannot compete. You all know about black holes, right? They are basically a pitfall of pure darkness and suck anything in their vicinity. I say pitfall, but in the metaphorical sense, there is no falling involved. They exert a gravitational force on anything within range. The reason they are called black holes is because not even light can escape their pull, which makes them as dark as it's physically possible to be. The speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second, and with the current understanding of laws and physics, we are unable to exceed it. So there's just no way for anything I could engineer to keep up with the opponent who can toss out black holes with hardly an effort.
Really? Granted, that gravitation field was quite a force to be reckoned with. Does this mean there's just nothing we can do against someone with a black horse in their arsenal?
No, that is not quite accurate. I'm not saying that black holes are strong simply by virtue of their nature. In fact, increasing gravity is actually very simple. All one has to do is to compress mass and raise its density. For example, if we could compress Earth's mass to the size of a fingertip, it would become a black hole. So the mechanics behind the black hole's creation are clearly understood. We simply lack the engineer's skill to create one. Even as we speak, new black holes are forming throughout the universe. They are an inevitable result of what happens when a large star reaches the end of its life cycle and collapses under its own weight. They are part of the stellar life, and as such they occur through the universe on a daily basis. In other words, the foreign god is using the same mechanism as the cosmos itself, which means even the very scales we employ just use completely different units of measurement than hers. Is that correct? I'm afraid so. The black barrel is designed for fighting life forms, regardless of how powerful those life forms may be. But unfortunately for us, humanity has yet to devise a calculation that is not only capable of measuring the lifespan of celestial objects, but then using their measurement as a weapon. The only reason we were able to use it to defeat the gods of Olympus is because they were a part of the theory that only worked in the Lostbelt. Put differently, because they were once a foundational factor of human history. Then there's no way for us to use the black barrel to stop the foreign god, since it uses target's own longevity as ammunition. Correct. Our battle with the foreign god will be determined solely by how much energy we are able to produce. So if your opponent is outputting as much energy as our average star, we will need to come up with a weapon that can match and exceed it. Is that even possible? I suggest we leave that topic for a later time. For the moment, stabilizing the storm border is our top priority.
But even if we get to storm border in perfect condition order, what good will do it if we don't have any useful weapons to bring to bear?
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. We do have some idea of where we might find such a weapon, don't we, Da Vinci? Maybe. I mean, yeah, if you're only talking about where to look, there are parts in the back. But actually, getting our hands on it, that's a whole other story. That's quite alright, Da Vinci. We'll have plenty of time to figure that out. In the meantime, there's something I'd like to ask you regarding Kadoc Zemlupus. Is it true that he gave you something before you put him to the recovery pod? Oh, that I'm surprised you know all about Holmes. Who spilled the beans anyway?
Oh, that'd be me. You're talking about the memory chip, right? I'm the one who told him about it, and now probably has records of the crypto communication.
Right you are, Meniru. That chip contains all sorts of communication logs between Kirishida and the other cryptos. I'm pretty sure Kadoc copied them himself. Most of it was about the Atlantic Lostbelt, so it's all pretty useless now. There were 2 bits I found interesting though. Oh, and what were those? First, that the attack on our world began with the bleached earth phenomenon, not trees of emptiness. And second, that the bleached earth phenomenon point of origin was in North America, Area 51. Huh? So the tree of emptiness came after Earth was wiped clean? We may not have a great deal of information at this point, but nonetheless. Da Vinci, would you be so kind to send our data over to me as well? Sure thing, knock yourself out! Alright, that's all from me for now. The storm border isn't gonna improve itself after all. Maxi Mesh, I know things aren't easy right now, but try not to let them get to you guys down, okay? Don't worry, you'll feel a lot less anxious about you've had a good rest and gotten back into the swing of things with your training. I might not get to see you guys for a while, but the next time I do, I look forward to seeing how much you've grown. Da Vinci already brought up everything I wished to, so there's not much left for me to say. Now the foreign god has arrived on Earth, the situation has changed dramatically. However, that does not mean we should panic.
For the moment, the best thing we can do to keep our heads down and focus exclusively on what we are able to affect. For myself and Holmes on the analyst teams, that means studying the enemy and coming up with a plan. For the field team, namely Maxi, Mesh and the Borders crew, that means equal parts training and recuperation. Don't need to worry. According to Drismagata's second progressics, the world should remain perfectly intact for at least another month. And as the Atlas Institute resident genius, that gives me more than enough time to come up with a plan guaranteed to succeed. So I encourage you all to kick back, relax and enjoy the standby time as best as you can. Und zwar mit einem neuen Lostbelt, weil why not, liebe Leute. Was gibt es Besseres als Ordnung? Leute, sehe ich da eine sexy Snake Dame? Da müllen wir doch hin. Also, 5th Year of Kanko. Heiyan-kyo. Weil wie gesagt, so entspannen wir. Act 1. 5th Year of Kanko. Heiyan-kyo. Ich hab diese Lostbelt Screens vermisst, man. Ich weiß nicht, das macht gleich wieder Laune, dass wir hier ein neues Kapitel haben. Und, hoch war der Mond. The moon is watching. It's the dead of night. The time when humans lay fast asleep and wild beasts wait with bated breath. As the moon alone looks down upon the capital, ripening with evil. This is Heiyan-kyo, the land of marvels. Like the British Isles, mystic creatures still roam the lands and peerless heroes hunt them down. It is the nightmarish realm that myth still draws brief. For example, Saiji, located on the southwest end of Heiyan-kyo's central area. It was rebuilt recently after fire burned it down to the ground many years ago. And it's said that the Minister of the Left may have read a poem in its honor during its reopening ceremony. Speaking of Minister of the Left Fujiwara, he is one of the Emperor's most trusted aides. A striking figure in both body and deed, none embodies the capital prosperity and authority better than him. As such, Saiji, with the close connection to him, is a place of miracles. Or at least, it should have been. Instead, it was a home of rage, to malice. Indeed, as the moon looks down, a vicious monster practically the embodiment of loathing roams the sacred ground of this holy temple. Shut up! Just shut up already! Some great evil spirit threatening the Imperial Palace and all of Heiyan-kyo you turned out to be. You're just another boring old evil spirit who turned tail and ran out of the side of the formerly king status at Toji. Cheeky little punk. Stop it! Ein goldener Abgang. Of one swing of his blade, the battle was over before it began. In the flash, the supposedly great evil spirit, formless body, was scattered to the four winds. Ha! Done and done! This is what it means to be a brave warrior, a Heian warrior. He is part of the last line of defense, keeping the people of the Far East Island safe from the multitude of wicked monsters that threaten its peace. Huh. Nope, that wasn't it either. Not what I'm missing. Things were never like this back when I was living on the mountain. What's wrong? What don't I get? Damn it, this just ain't gonna cut it. Gunning the city that is hardly a task worthy of one of Raiko's family kings. Damn it, at this rate, I'll never be able to be a master. Will er ein Krieger um den Gral werden, oder meint er, es ist eine andere Form Master? A Master, huh? There's something about it that just doesn't sit right with me either. How do you ever make your peace with it? Brother Tsuna.
Die goldene Frage ist das eher noch der lebende Kintoki? Ist das ein Servant Kintoki? Und was für eine schöne Brücke. The Horikawa. Main Street Ichio Modori Bashi Bridge. Ich dachte gerade, das ist Blut, was darunter stimmt, aber es ist eine Kappe hier. You're the young lady. Yes, officer? What can I do for you at this hour of the night? Officer, huh? I suppose I can't see why you make a mistake me, for one. But no, I'm an officer no longer. I'm a warrior, a retainer from Setsu. Does that mean you're a famous sword fighter from the Genji family? I see you're well informed indeed, young lady. In that case, I trust you already know what the Minister of the Left has tasked the Genji family with defending the city from any who would threaten it. Yes, of course. None of our city residents would still alive today if it weren't for you, the warriors of Genji. Thank you so much for all you've done to us. If there's anything I can do to show my appreciation, oh valiant warrior, you need but to say the word. Well, in that case, I would like a dance. Did you say a dance? I did. The moon is rather clear tonight. I would like you to dance atop the bridge, so I might watch alongside the moon's reflection on the water surface. Do you still not understand what I mean? You would do well to peer into the water. Perhaps if it had not taken such an undue pride in this transformation, Ibaraki, you might have noticed you forgot to change your shadow to match. Ooh! Ibaraki Doji. You! How dare you! How dare you! You tricked me! You know who I was, and you tricked me into embarrassing myself. If this means you had me figured out from the start, then I kill you! You're dead, you hear me? Dead! I hate you so much. That's it. Tonight's the night I fully bite your head off, gouge your eyes out, skin alive, and leave your murdered corpse hanging to everyone's on Suzuka Avenue to see. You hear me? Tsuna! Scheint dir nicht allzu sehr zu stören. Hey, look at me when I'm threatening you! You're supposed to tremble at my fangs, shudder at my claws, and beg for mercy at my feet. Nicht mal in ihrer eigenen Zeit hatte man Respekt vor Ibaraki. How dare to look at me and see someone as Tsuna. Look at me, damn it! Oh, why do you... My little Tsuna, are you terrified of me that you can't move? Good, that's more like it. Yes, that's right. I've grown stronger since that night, much stronger. I learned a lot at Mount Onitsuda. In the time I spent with shooting, I learned everything I needed to know about being a better Oni. And I'm just getting started. One of these days I'm gonna lead every Oni in all of Japan. As a pair of Oni kings of Mount Oe, Shooting and I will descend from the high, wipe away Genji, and devour every last person on the face of the earth. Hehehe. Hehehe. Is that all you have to say, Ibaraki? And then it seems that you have still to catch on. You're clear as long ways from rivaling Shooting as the leader of the Oni world. Shooting wird sie ja zum Frühstück futtern. Und wird immer satt werden. What's that supposed to mean? Neither your flames nor your claws come close to injuring me. For that matter, in that case you hadn't noticed. I haven't even opened my eyes for a while now. You... How dare to make a mockery of me? You're human! Curse your tuna! Ibaraki. My arm! You cut off my right arm! Oh God, it hurts! It hurts! Damn you! You bastard! Tuna! Huh? What do you think you are doing?
Why did you share it your sword? Aren't you coming for my head next? Come at me, damn it! God, I dare! The next time I swing your sword at me, that's when I bite your head off, I mean it.
It seems there's no servant to be found here. And you have yet to use a single support spell, even after having your arm cut off. So clearly, you're not a master.
Huh? Master? Servant? What are you talking about?
You have no caster aiding you. You're just alone only, nothing more. As such, I have no further quarrel with you.
I don't know what you're talking about, Tuna. But you said I'm just alone only, nothing more? I can't believe you tried to trick me with that kind of nonsense. I hate you even more now.
Her smokes we made out of fire. And then she hit. If nothing else, Ibaraki, you do a better running tale each time we meet.
Next time, I'm gonna take back my arm and then I'm gonna kill you. It'll be your last meeting. You have my word on that, Tsuna, my hated rival. Don't you dare to forget it.
Oh, jetzt so richtig beeindruckend, oder? So, she returned to the mountain. So, liebe Leute, bevor wir jetzt aber den Caster treffen, oh, und hier ein wirklicher Gralkrieg ausbricht, liebe Leute, so wie es aussieht, sehr gespannt, wer hier sein Meister ist, machen wir erstmal einen kleinen Cut und beim nächsten Mal geht's dann weiter mit Let's Play Fake und Order. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen, bis zum nächsten Mal.